bury it. Girl, she sure to get wet. You in the presence of a big stunner. If I'm talking on the line, then it's big numbers. Twist one of them. Certified with a cook up, you know the flow butter. Heating up the winter on fire for the whole summer. Just you know, too cold. Igloo on my neck. The ice too froze. One's not enough. Like when I got two posts. Now they want to tap in, but I got
Is good. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. All right, just going to jump onto a call, obviously, with you guys and identify some potential ideas, some trades for you guys as well. Obviously, we're going to be looking to trade futures and really going from there. If you have any questions at any point, feel free to let me know. I'm just going to be looking to place some potential trades with you guys and go from there. Am I? Okay. So I was making sure. Okay. So I do want to trade because I was kind of like messing around with some things. So I want to trade this account real quick. I want to try to identify a new prop firm that I'm looking at. It's just called Blue Sky. Somebody recommended it. I just want to see other future prop firms that people have and really understand what's going to work beneficially for everybody. This is something that works with Tradeovate, so it's just going to look a lot different. So when I place the trades, I'll be getting also familiar with a lot of these things here because I don't necessarily trade on this platform as much as I obviously do with Top Step. But yeah, I'll go from there. So before I begin, is there any questions? If there's anything that you guys need, feel free to let me know. I'm definitely available. If not, I'm just going to identify to see if there's any potential trades that we can get into. I don't necessarily really like the price action even tonight. I know last night we did have something similar to that as well. But yeah, if there's anything that you guys have, feel free to let me know. If not, I'll just kind of see if there's any trades. Mm, just identifying a potential idea here just for a potential entry as a little fair value gap in order block area. But yeah, I'm not really liking the price action of the markets right now. I was actually going to see if we extend it to at least 9:30, but even then, I don't really see the markets doing too much. But actually, Kim, I know earlier this morning or not early this morning. What am I talking about? I couldn't make it this morning. What was it yesterday? After we were speaking of having that strong impulsive move, there'll be some type of corrective move. There was, and since we did break lower from here, we'll go ahead and identify to see if there's any type of market that can reach back up to this level of structure here, to these highs, at least on gold, because on a smaller time frame, that could equal a potential trade for us. I do not like that fair value gap. Okay, got you. All right, so let's see. All I'm identifying here is a potential order block entry to go from there. But let's see what we get. If the market does come down here, I'll go ahead and look for an entry. Give me 1 second. And sorry if you hear the background of New York City. I did not miss it. I had literally I flew back in like super late today, so I wasn't able to make it to this morning session. New York City had a pretty crazy like weather these past few days. Yeah, I'm not really liking the price action on this. Today's price action earlier today was amazing as far as the trending moves that I had some really good moves. So I do want to see if we can continue that, but after such a day today, I wouldn't be surprised if the markets kind of took a little bit of a break. So I'm just highlighting it here just so that way if we do get confirmations at least on this area as well for this strategy, I'll go ahead and identify a potential entry to the upside. And you'll keep hearing that go on and off. I still can't get this to work. I have no idea why. That's Kim. That's still the little automation thing I was just testing out and see if there's any type of or get this to work to actually just start automating futures trading. So that way you guys can copy that and have a futures automation as well. Mm, we may enter a buy here on gold. Just because like I do like this fair value gap that we have here. There could be some type of idea from this level But again, I don't like buying when it's like too far up like that, but we'll see. Let's see if we get a potential entry here. Oh, no longer a fair value gap on that. So let's see what we get here with Nas or NQ, if you will, because I think that this will probably be our best buy opportunity other than anything else, to be honest, or best trade opportunity, rather. Now I'm just removing this just so that way it doesn't block my view. I know exactly where I'm at. I love how somebody was like, oh, we didn't get a trade session this morning. They'd never even been on a call. They're not even on now. So it's funny how people are just like sessions. I do them. Nobody even joins them. My man was complaining about it to me earlier. I'm like, what session have you ever been on? He's not even on now. Like, my boy, what are you talking about? So this immediately just pushed up from there. I wasn't expecting that strong of a push. Usually when we get into these areas, I like to allow the market to kind of show us what it wants to do from here. But what we can get is this. So this was a fair value gap to the downside. Um, so we should have came to respect that. But if we do get a break or start to look like a break, if we can get another push back up, not from this candle, but from the next, and then it comes back down, we'll go ahead and just execute our trade from there. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the price action right now. Now, I'm not a big fan of using like this type of like trend lines and fibs and everything on smaller time frames, but let's just see what we get. Mm, So there's one of two things that we can do. We can place the trade even now since it did break up, or we allow the market to come back lower, obviously giving us the best risk reward. So that's kind of like what I'll be looking at here. You catch me a good time. I had really got free time. Just oh, you got damn. Good thing you're on. I don't know if you'll be able to remain in the group, bro, unless you have the Patreon, because the update that they just put out, it's gonna deactivate or remove everybody that doesn't. So yeah, and I don't have any like. There's nothing I could do with that. So perfect time to jump on a call because I literally got that email right after this. So and like I can't bypass it. So hopefully you stay and remain on. But yeah, literally they sent me the email right before I jumped onto this. I even had to do like some updating things in the back end for me because my Patreon had to get grandfathered in for something. If not, it was going to be deactivated as well. But I'll double check and see what I could do. But good thing we got you on, so that way if we do get a trade, at least you get a trade before anything. I didn't even know you were on, Randy. So this market, I don't think is going to come back down lower. Usually, when you get something like this, which would be just considered an inverse fair value gap, is when the market breaks, when the market goes and breaks the fair value gap itself, it is considered a inverse fair value gap, and then from there you can either do one of two things, which is place a trade when it comes back down lower, or place the trade as it breaks out. But for me, I'm always going to look for, oh my God, this is going to be making noise all day, and it doesn't even work. But anytime you get something like this, you can either place the trade as a retest, usually, which is what I like to do, just because of the risk reward, or the idea of when this market breaks, or as soon as it breaks up, you can just place your trade. But the risk reward for that is not the best because like that would have been our trade, and our stop loss would have been down there compared to a trade like that. You know what I mean? So I always just try to keep it as safe as possible. But I'll let me see what we have with gold. This kind of reminds me of what was it the other night where This market was it was trending, it was moving very good, but it didn't offer up like the idea for an entry, like a real good opportunity for them. I mean, this one kind of came back or kind of gave us an idea, but it did not come back to where I would have personally liked to have entered. Hit me up later, but yeah, find other ways, find others way, bro, to see what's up. I I'll try, bro, but there's really nothing that's completely against like my control, and that's a Discord thing, because or not a Discord thing, a Patreon thing. I don't know what's happening behind the behind the scenes, but there's something with Discord and Patreon where it has to be completely linked. Somebody people messing something up for people. So yeah, it kind of sucks. Damn, yeah, these markets are just pushing. It's okay. You can do what you can do, fam. Just to be able to. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I might take. Let's see here, because let's see what we have in the five. Somewhat of a nice little order block here, but was that reached? It was. So we do have a 5 minute order block here on gold. So I'll be taking a look at that since we are looking at this area as a level of exhaustion or a level of possible reversal. So I'll keep my eyes out on that. Now, what I will do is I'll also do this with gold because obviously this market is very bullish, but there could be the opportunity for this market to push down much lower as well. We do have almost a little bit under or a little bit over than 15 minutes left until this candle closes. But yeah, this is extremely bullish. So I wouldn't be looking for any sells on that just yet. Or for US 30. I might take a risk on gold here. Why is for some reason my internet has just been so bad today. What? Where'd that go? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my internet now. There we go. That is crazy. It's been like spotty all day, and it's never like this. So we are respecting this fair value gap, but I don't want to just place it because we're at that 5 minute order block. And all I'm doing here is just moving my fair value gap so that way if it's broken, I can have an idea for a potential move to the downside. I'm not going to look for buys right now in these markets since they have been extremely bullish. Their impulsive moves are way too much in my opinion. So I want to see if we can get a corrective move to the downside. I might go ahead and place a risky trade here on gold. I say risky because we are leading into a new candle or a new hourly candle open, which could drive a lot of volatility. Also, since we are going against the initial trend, that'll obviously be against our initial like discipline. What is going on outside? New York City is going crazy right now. It's loud as hell. I don't know if you hear that, but people are leftover fireworks right now. Wow. These fireworks going crazy. All right, so all I'm doing now is just waiting and seeing what we get with gold. Where did market price come up to? Not really. Okay. Mm, I want to see how gold plays around in this level. Jesus Christ. I gotta figure this out. I'm probably just gonna cancel it because I can't get this damn automation to work at all. I might place a sell here on gold in a second. I'm just again just allowing this to work out because again we have 15 minutes left until the candle closes, at least on the hourly time frame. On the hour as well, this is a fair value gap that is now being respected. On the 5 minute, we are at a and order block itself being right here. 15-minute time frame that is also reaching into an order block. So we are, or a fair value gap. So we are very much reaching into a nice little area of, well, not really even the 15-minute time frame, but at least in the 5-minute time frame, we have a lot. And then on the smaller time frame. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and place a sell on gold. That'll be MGC. I'm just going to place two contracts, nothing crazy, because we are going against the initial trend. My stop loss is going to go right above the highs there, and then I'll keep it like that. And this may be the only trade that we place for the evening, only because how risky this is, and I don't want to expose this into too much risk, because I know that earlier not today, I know earlier yesterday, or last night rather, we were able to get you back into some profits, I believe, Kim. So hopefully we'll continue that here as well. And hopefully we just continue to push that lower, because the moment we can get into some profits, we'll go ahead and move our stop loss and break even and then let the markets work for us. And this is what our trade will look like overall. Entry was like somewhere up there. Stop losses are going to go right above the highs here, and your take profits are going to be right at the lows. Very, very simple. Obviously, if that market continues to push down much lower, you can go ahead and continue to hold it, but that'll be our general take profit, our stop loss. That'll be everything that we would need. And this will probably be the only trade that we have for the evening, only because this price action on other markets, including this one, is not the greatest. So take profits. And why is Patreon messaging me? Literally looked at on my phone and I'm getting an email from Patreon. But yeah, any questions? Any questions on that? Anything you need, feel free to let me know. Again, we are just on a small sell. I'm not over leveraging. I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm not too sure how much I'm risking right now. It doesn't even show. This is why I like Top Step. And I mean anything really other than Trade Evade, because it really does have more features. It shows you a little bit more. But right now, just two contracts in just to see if we can get this sell to the downside here. But yeah, I'll send this Zoom chart or the Zoom chart. I'll send this trading view chart to you guys in the Zoom chat. So that way you guys have it as well. Hopefully, we've been doing really good, Kimmy. We've been doing it fantastic. Let's see if we can continue in that fashion and go from there. Nope, didn't mean to do that. So let's see. Now, I know that we've been doing great. I think we've been doing like more consistent. I don't think we had a losing day yet since like what, like 2 weeks ago, maybe? It maybe if that. So I want to see if we can continue with that. But if we do hit stop loss on this, it'll be the only trade, because I don't want to expose too much risk to the market. And obviously, again, this not the biggest fan of the current price action. Yeah, we might cut this a little early. I just want to see how it plays around in this range, because we still very much can respect this range, which markets usually this is what you would look for. Why are my tools not working? My computer is bugging right now. So anytime you're placing a trade, this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see how the market reacts around the initial price and structure that you're looking at with the candles and how they react around them. So I am liking how this looks now, so that way it can continue. This is for gold. So let's see how this works out for us. But so far, still just right at our entry. Small profits, at least for me. Hopefully, you guys have a little bit of a better entry as well, and then go from there. But yeah, any questions? Anything else you guys got? Feel free to let me know. I don't see anything else, to be completely honest, as far as a trade. So we'll just let this one be the one for us, and hopefully that continues to work in our favor and pushes much, 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 much lower. So that way, obviously, you guys could make the most out of this initial trade. Then I got to figure out what the hell Patreon's bugging me about now. But yeah, anything you guys got, feel free to unmute your mic, type in chat, and I got you. Oh, this isn't even the market that we're in. So let's see. Did I send this in the Zoom chat? I did. Sounds good. Okay, perfect. Let me just, I'll give it a couple seconds, see how it works, manage the trade a little bit with you guys, and just go from there. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully that continues. Oh my God, I completely forgot. I was supposed to enter this into my other Top Steps account, my Top Step accounts. I completely forgot about that. It's all right. I do want to see how this one works out as far as this prop firm goes. Just see how good they are. Uh, if they're even, worth promoting and bringing to you guys, but I completely forgot about the Top Step. But yeah, so far so good. If you guys have anything, feel free. If not, I'll conclude the session for right now. Obviously, because when we place a trade, that's pretty much it. We don't want to look for a million and one trades. We want to allow the market to work for us. So right now, I do think that we were able to find the most accurate area for ourselves. We are currently in small profits, or depending on what contract sizes you guys use, you could be in big profits. But I did want to just use two contracts on this to see if this would be different as far as like profits and losses as well, other from other prop firms. Because you could put one contract down in one broker or prop firm, and that should be, nothing. And then you place one in another prop firm, and that one contract size could, be the end of an account, even with a small move. So some prop firms are weird like that. So I just wanted to kind of determine and see if it was going to be, the regular moves, if you will. And right now it does seem that way. So I'll be able to go ahead and use more contracts as we continue to trade. But yeah, right now this is the trade that we're in. Allow this to work for you. If you have anything, feel free to hit me up in Discord. I'm always available for you all as well. I'll post a recording of this in the Discord for you guys later on because it was a very simple trade idea, right? We had to scale out to a higher, or not even a higher time frame. Look at that beautiful trade move to the downside. Definitely making some good gains on that. So again, we understand that we're not going to just immediately start buying into a market because it's buying right now. We understand that after a strong impulsive move, the market's going to have some type of corrective move. It's not just going to be all the way up and all the way down. Oh, I did not mean to move that. So it's not going to be all the way up and all the way down, right? It's going to be something along the lines of push to the upside, buyers get tired, and corrective move before buyers want to re-enter the market. And since we're trading futures and we're looking at smaller time frames or getting money off of these small moves, you can go ahead and identify those corrective moves on the smaller time frames, so that way you can identify a potential entry. We couldn't see it on a higher time frame, but scaling to the 5 minute time frame, we were able to look left to get right and identify this order block here, this 5 minute order block on that candle there. So me seeing that and also that fair value gap in the mix as well, we're going to identify this as our best area for entry. When you scale down to a smaller time frame, such as the 1 minute, you start to see the candlesticks and the variance or the bearish variance that you get around this range. You can see the wicks to the upside here showing you rejection and buyers are tired and sellers should be stepping in. And as we hold this trade and manage it together, you can start to see it create these lower lows and now creating lower highs. So that's just giving us more confirmation and should be giving us more confidence to hold this initial trade. So good to go. We should be solid on this trade. Kimmy, were you able to place this trade? Are you in? If so, how many contracts are you in? Again, I gotta get you funded and making money, baby. That's the whole point of this. If you're in, definitely want to know because I don't want to be placing these trades and I'm the only one in. Yes, you're in. Perfect. How many contracts, if you don't mind me asking? Two, three, one? No, you got to be using two or three contracts. Two or three contracts at all times. Unless like I'm like, nah, and even if you see me do it, I'm only putting two. Maybe I should have did that too. But I only put two because I wanted to kind of gauge the prop from a little bit. But yeah, anytime you're trading, especially because you have a goal to reach as far as a profit goal, when you have your funded account, and let's say you only put one contract, but let's say even that one contract comes all the way down to our targets, that's still a great time. That's still a fantastic trade. So definitely want to make sure that you're making the most because look at this. This is looking really, really, really good so far. So beautiful trade, beautiful entry once again. Hopefully, okay, I'll change to two and three. Yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. Because look at that. I mean, even me, I only have two contracts, but it's still 126. If this was at least on my other funded accounts, because I completely forgot to do that, all between all what 17, 18 of them now, this would be a fantastic, fantastic time. So right here, let's go ahead. I'll resend this up to you. But beautiful, 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 beautiful trade. Copy link. I'll send this up in this Zoom chat. I added another contract. So I would be careful with that. Or like entering a trade too late like this, because that will then, as you see, that'll move this down. And that'll end up, your entry will move down a little bit, maybe even too close to where the current market price is, and that could be risky. But what I am going to do is I move my stop loss to at least a break even in small profitable fashion. So right now, no matter what happens, this trade's going to remain safe. But yeah, this is your trade setup. This is the technical analysis behind it. We will let this trade work for us and continue to push down much lower. Just make sure that you have your stop losses at least in a small bit of profit, or at least, or not, in small break even, or at least into some profits. So that way nothing happens.
So Jay, what I did, and I don't know if this is what you mean, is I didn't enter a second entry. I just went over on Top Step. If you hit like sell or buy, it adds another contract to it, but it's still
Oh,
at
okay,
that
okay.
same entry I got in. So I didn't do a separate entry. I just clicked the one, sell
Yeah.
one contract, and it took it from one to two.
Okay, that's absolutely perfect. Even better. Yeah, because I
Okay.
just want to make sure that your trade is safe because what'll end up happening is like our entries up here. If you place another trade, it'll go like down to here. You know what I mean? So that's the last thing we ever want to do. So, but no, you're perfect. If that's the case, yeah, you're beautiful. You gotta do nothing else.
Okay, cool.
Yep, yep. So yeah, definitely 2 or 3 contracts. Especially I want you to get funded. I really do. Look, I mean, Kim, look at these trades, man. Like these trades are they're hitting pretty good for us, and I really want you to start making some good money with the futures. Once you're funded, even a small like one contract, but with a move like this, you are good. So definitely want you to get that. Yes, me too. I want you to. I definitely do. So we'll let this work for us. No need to stay on the markets and look for anything else unless let me see what is going on with Nas. Yeah, that's not doing nothing. Let me see what's going on with this. Maybe. Hold on. Let's see what we got with this. So even though not really the best order or the best fair value gap there, I might get into what's going on down there with my MetaTrader. Um, Hold on, let's see what we get here. Let's see if we get possibly one more. What was I just looking at? Oh yeah, no, never mind. Okay, I was like, that looks way different. No, no, no. Okay, never mind. We'll leave it alone. I was gonna say there could be a potential sell setting up here with US 30, but yeah, with how that just moved up, we'll kind of avoid that and just leave that alone. We'll let gold work for us and go from there. But yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll conclude for the evening. We'll catch back on first thing tomorrow morning. For New York session, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up at any point. I definitely got you. But with that being said, Kim, thank you for being on every single day. Thank you for your consistency. Hopefully, you're feeling a little bit more confident with the trades that we place here, so that way you could increase your lot sizes or contract sizes rather, and make a little bit more money and actually get funded. So that way you're killing it with your withdrawals. But with that being said, we'll let the markets work for us. We'll catch back on first thing tomorrow morning. Have an amazing evening. Tell somebody you love them, and I'll see you on the next one, Kim. Thank you so much.